In November of last year, I tried to make a script for this video. I beat Omori and was ready to start the creative process. However, that's when I realized something. I had to stop hiding from my trauma. Omori is all about facing the dark parts of your life, and simultaneously, it's a warning about the dangers of repressing it. So I went to therapy. I went through a lot of self-reflection and stress de-escalation. It became apparent that I had a lot of pain bottled up. However, even if you try to bottle it all up, it all comes out somehow. After facing some trauma and some of the difficult parts of my life, I've come out a better person. Not fully where I want to be yet, but getting there. The story of Omori was a push that I very much needed. If it helped me, then I hope it can help you too. That's why I made this. I know that this is not the happiest of introductions. This video is not going to be all serious all the time. The game itself has happy memories, funny little jokes, good friends, and fun boss fights. In the end, everything will be okay. However, you should know that this game is really good at depicting anxiety, depression, loss, and the struggle of facing a grim reality. This game is rated M for mature and has a psychological horror tag on Steam. On top of that, the game starts with this trigger warning. There is a lot of psychological pain depicted here. However, the end is worth it all. That ending is a long ways off. Right now, we must start here. Welcome to White Space. You've lived here for as long as you remember. There isn't much here. Just a pitch-black light bulb, your cat Miro, a box of tissues, a slightly disturbing notebook, a computer, and Omori. Now, a new thing has arrived. Well, this is off to a great start. With knife in hand, Omori leaves White Space. Immediately, he runs to three of his best friends. Aubrey is a very hard-headed and kind girl that is not afraid to speak her mind. She often gets into fights with Kel, a fun-loving goofball who tries to make everyone happy. Hiro, Kel's older brother, intervenes between the two and carries a lot of responsibility as the oldest of the group. After finding Aubrey's stuffed toy that Kel tried to hide, it's time to go outside. Mari and Basil invited them for a picnic at the playground. To get there, we need to go south. So going west, we find a forest that is blocked off by a spider web. You are afraid of spiders. East, you're blocked by a fear of heights, and north, you're blocked by a fear of drowning. Yeah, that doesn't feel important. Going the way the game intended, we meet our last two protagonists. Mari, Omori's older sister, is always kind, supportive, and caring. Her picnic basket acts as a consistent save point throughout the entire game. Next to her is Basil, our resident hobbyist. He likes to tend to his plants and take candids of his friends. No matter what, he always has a smile on his face. Since the gang's all here, Basil invites us to look at his photo album, a very convenient way to get a bit of background between everyone. They're making flower crowns, Aubrey eating some watermelon, Kel and Hiro being brothers, a group picnic. After perusing the memorial of his photographs, Basil wanted to show us his plants. "Nuh-uh," says Birdley. He hijacks our plans and makes us play a game of hide and seek. And of course, Omori is it. The game was not that hard. They're not that good at this. Anyways, after everyone is found... Wait. Where's Basil? He's been captured by Boss. It's a really convenient name, considering we're about to beat him up. Now, I'm not gonna explain every fight in detail since it would take a long time to do so. You know, I want to keep this short. Instead, I will just discuss the important mechanics that give a bit of insight into the characters. In this turn-based combat, everyone fights with emotions, whether it be happy, sad, angry, or neutral. Each emotion provides its buffs and debuffs and are effective against other emotions like a game of rock, paper, scissors. Moreover, each member has a specific role in the party. Cal uses projectile weapons and is very quick. Hiro uses cooking utensils and is the healer of the group. Aubrey uses blunt-type weapons and is usually the heavy hitter. She also has a funny attack animation for one of her skills called Headbutt. Omori uses a literal knife and is an all-arounder who has more emotion-based skills than everyone else. Aside from that, you'll have access to follow-up attacks. Using energy accumulated from getting hit, a party member can use a follow-up right after they attack by calling on a friend. Well, everyone does this except for Omori, who has his own unique ones. He can attack again, trip, or release energy, which does a big team attack. Lastly, Omori has an additional mechanic called Plot Armor. Yes, that is the official name of it. It prevents him from taking lethal damage once per combat. Like, right now. Omori did not succumb. With one more slash, boss is toast. Not that everyone's safe, Basil's takes us to his place. Right before we get there, the photo album falls apart, so we need to put everything back in order. Luckily, I have a really good memory. It's called using my resources. There seems to be an extra photo. Welcome back to White Space. No door, a new drawing, and a new command in the party menu. Unfortunately, there's only one option if you want to wake up. You see a boy in his room. His name is Sunny. Boxes are everywhere. Interacting with the phone, you get a voicemail from your mom. You are going to be moving soon. Kel's been trying to get in contact with you the past month. You're hungry, so you need to go downstairs. However, you still have that fear of heights. The room gets darker and darker. Hands sprout everywhere. Then it appears, or should I say, something appears. Unable to run, you are afraid. Your attacks are fruitless. You take hit after hit. Then, take a deep breath. Don't be afraid. It's not as scary as you think. You steady yourself and remember to calm down. I feel like I need to do that right now. So, you are probably wondering, if this is how the game starts, things will only get creepier, right? Yes. At the bottom of the stairs, you go get a knife, eat a steak, immediately throw it up, and head back to bed. Welcome to White Space. You've lived here for as long as you can remember. Everything's the same except for your computer that now displays a game of Hangman. 24 keys are scattered all around the world, all to spell out a 4-word puzzle. I definitely said 4 the first time I recorded this line, and definitely not 3. Going through the door, Omori finds his friends again, who act like nothing happened. Nothing bad at all. When you get to Mari, you find that Basil is missing. Now it's time to start exploring. South of the park is the vast forest and where the RPG dungeon crawling kicks in. I could go into detail about what happens for the next 30 minutes, or I could just tell you that we fought some bunnies, found out some random items are contained in watermelons, and we saw this. Unable to find Basil, we travel back to Mari. She wishes she could help more. Kel has the idea to go to land east of this dump. Wait, Omori is still scared of heights. Mari stands up and gives her little brother some encouragement. With everyone backing us, we head on over. As Omori approaches, the hands return. Yep, that's how that works. Time for us to get to the one place where Omori and his friends have never been before. Space! This is Otherworld, a space-themed area with aliens, trash, pirates, Mari who got here before us somehow, and... why am I fighting Buff Pluto? In our search for Basil, we find a guy named Space Boyfriend asleep in his bed. Yeah, that's a sentence I didn't think I was going to say today. Considering he's an important person as the leader of the pirates, we decided to help him. Apparently he had a falling out with his girlfriend is missing the mixtapes that he made for her. Maybe finding it will fix his broken heart? To find out, we need to head to a junk heap, so let's head on over. Hey, what is this? Well, this is a thing now. Earth's main attacks are making people depressed and launching nuclear bombs. Moving on from that not so heavy-handed commentary, we make it to the junk heap. Again, this is just another dungeon to crawl through. You may see a pattern forming here. May seem like a way to inflate the playtime, all of this dungeoneering has a part to play in the story. I'll bring it back up when it becomes important. Here, we get the ability to swap who's leading the group. Through it, we get to see some adorable pictures on how the group interacts with each other. There isn't much else of note for the next 40 minutes of gameplay. Just some fun enemy puns and a jar man teaching you how to use the revive item by dealing max damage to your entire party and then giving out free samples. Eventually, you find a sprout mole, this little dude, who claims this special mixtape. She says that it belonged to a woman named Sweetheart, and being her #1 fan now refuses to give it up. One chase sequence later and a strange fight later with the task manager window, and we get that sweet mixtape. We turn to Space Ex-Boyfriend and play the music. And it did wake him. Unfortunately, it was on the wrong side of the bed. He just straight up wants to murder his ex. Being such heroic kids, they stand their ground. Besides this cool music, the fight features a new mechanic, being unable to alter the enemy's emotions. No matter what mood-altering skill or item you use, nothing will placate his ever-growing anger. Despite all his rage, knives still hurt. Slashing him up somehow snaps him back to reality as he introduces himself as Captain Spaceboy. He goes on to say that he's been having a hard time controlling his emotions lately, and it's become more difficult. He thanks us, takes his crew, and heads off to find a way to mend his broken heart. Unfortunately, there was no sign of Basil at all this entire time. It's time we head out again. Waking up, Sunny leaves his room to hear a knocking at his door. It's Kel. Kel, much older than his headspace equivalent, gets Sunny out of the house and we get to see outside for the first time. Okay, now I don't say this lightly. This Kel is hands down the best character in the game. Not only did he get us out of this shell, he is such an awesome dude. He convinces Sunny to go to Hobbies, where we get to see a few familiar things. It's all the same old stuff: Captain Spacewell games, sweetheart movies. Kel goes on to say that he wants to get a present for Hiro, who is coming back tomorrow from medical school. After getting an old cookbook, we head out to the park. There is a commotion and wait, is that Basil? And he's getting bullied? After we try to intervene, a scooter gang pulls up through the grass. Have you ever tried riding a scooter in the grass? It doesn't go well. The leader of the pack introduces herself. It's Aubrey? She's surprised by Sunny's appearance. How long has it been since you left your house? 3 years? Maybe 4? Must have been nice to live in your own little bubble. Kel quickly comes to Sunny's defense. You have to do something to protect Basil. Aubrey takes her stance as a challenge and initiates a fight. Having done this before, Sunny is quick to attack with his knife. Wait. Knife? Aubrey bends over, bleeding. Her gang quickly gets her out of there. Kel is grateful that Sunny has something to protect himself. Wait. Kel immediately takes a knife from Sunny for safekeeping. Again, best character. Kel invites Basil to come and hang out. He is quick to turn down the invitation. It turns out his grandmother is not doing pretty well. Kel accepts this and still asks if they could walk him home. Basil accepts this. Getting to the potted premises of his domicile, Basil ends up telling them that Aubrey took his photo album. This cannot stand. Leaving him, we go on a manhunt. After interrogating, in quotations, several of Aubrey's scooter gang members, we find out that she is at church. Quietly, we walk in. I feel that it's best to let this scene play out without any commentary. We leave the church and walk a ways down the road. Aubrey pops out of her house and dumps something into the trash. A photo album. Mission accomplished. Taking it back to Basil, we get invited for free dinner. As we wait, Kel has the brilliant idea to look at the photos. A lot of them are quite different from the ones in Sunny's dreams. They mostly depict the whole friend group hanging out as well as a birthday party for Sunny. However, some are still missing. We make a promise to find what was lost. While Kel helps make dinner, he gets a chance to look around the house. Basil's grandmother. Next to her is a flower, a white egret orchid. In the language of flowers, it symbolizes the phrase, My thoughts will follow you into your dreams. Basil walks in and tries to start a conversation with the mute Sunny. Eventually, Basil gives us his photo album. I'm trusting you with it, okay? I just think you can probably use it more than me. It's hard to remember now, but I think, at the time, I took photos of what I was most afraid to lose. Their conversation is interrupted by dinner. As they eat, Basil makes a comment that he gave Sunny the photo album. Cal responds that was really cool of him to do since Sunny is moving soon. Basil is shocked. This is news to him. He quickly excuses himself and rushes out. We follow after. Unfortunately, your only option is to leave. I literally looked it up. Your only option is to leave. We leave Basil's house and Kel walks us home. Yet, the horrors continue. You are afraid of spiders. Sunny's home has turned into a nightmare. He tries to go up the stairs, but only to be stopped by something. First, you must calm down. Calm down. Calm down. Seems like there's a lot going on. You need to block out the little things and figure out what's important. You remember how to focus. The nightmare dissipates. As Sunny heads to bed, I need to readdress the dungeon crawling comment I made earlier. Sunny's pretend headspace could be called a maladaptive coping mechanism. It's a really fancy way of saying that Sunny is dealing with his sister's passing in a really bad way. He completely avoids it altogether by making an entirely new world. He goes to such lengths to avoid the truth that he even isn't in his own imagination. There's just Omori as a stand-in. At this point, I had to wonder, what happened when Mari died? It's understandable that the passing of a loved one is tough, yet the invention of headspace seems like such an extreme coping mechanism that it feels like something else happened. Moreover, Basil and Sunny seems to be connected somehow. It feels like the answers are there, but it's all buried and hidden away. As Sunny faces reality, the cracks will begin to form. The truth cannot be hidden forever. Back in Headspace, we find our friends once more. They are quite worried since we suddenly disappeared. They lead the way back to Mari, who gives Omori a big hug. She reassures everybody. Everyone, I know it's tough right now, but we have to stay positive. We should all try to be like Basil. Even when Basil's upset, he always manages to smile. Omori points us to the land west of the stump, now that we're no longer afraid of spiders. 30 minutes and one centipede demon later, we end up in a sprout mole nest. Everyone is kinda chill here. A weird change of perspective, but hey, they have copious amounts of tofu. They are also hosting a live episode of Sweetheart's Quest for Hearts. The gang is a little reluctant to watch since, a friend is completely gone. Regardless, Omori convinces him to join anyway. Sweetheart takes the stage as she is looking for someone to be her lover. The sprout moles produce 3 stunning gentlemen. One is a little too short, so Sweetheart sends him to the dungeon. Wait, the other tries to book it and gets caught. The third is absolutely immaculate. Sweetheart is smitten. However, Hero has to politely decline Sweetheart's forceful proposal. I think you know what happens next. Yep. We are in the dungeon. A literal dungeon crawl of Sweetheart's castle. It takes an hour and 45 minutes to beat. It's filled with the brim with enemies, minigames, and various distractions. Headspace is getting a lot more complex. I take it as an attempt to bury, distract, and avoid the things that Sunny is now dealing with. However, the distraction is not perfect. I took this as an important thing to look at, so I ran back to a save point and came back and... Man, I didn't get to see what was there, but I know better for next time. So after admiring some art, assorting guests, accidentally killing a sous chef, throwing tomatoes at a choir, eliminating a generational line of noble knights, and solving 4 hedge mazes, we make it back to Sweetheart's stage. Unable to find someone to find that gigantic loveless hole in her heart, she has decided to marry herself. Before she can, Omori quickly interrupts. Loving yourself is one thing, but this is taking it too far. Hero chimes in. Sweetheart, you don't have to do this. Seeing her hero again, she proposes to him, or else she will harm his friends. Hero, of course, refuses. Unable to come to terms with rejection, Sweetheart takes matters into her own hands. Alright, this fight has the best music in the game. Her mechanic is that her self-boasting puts her into a happy mood that can never be altered. Unfortunately, a happy disposition doesn't do much when you're hit in the face with a ball. After beating her up, a strange sound appears. Captain Spaceboy. He arrives on the scene and immediately proposes to Sweetheart. She accepts, blows up the stage, and leaves with her husband. Yeah, that relationship is going to last and won't have any ramifications in the future. Through all this, there were no news of Basil's whereabouts. The only thing we can do is look at this hole that Sweetheart made. And then jump. This is a lost library. After cutting through cobwebs, we can find various books that depict Sunny's memories with names censored out. Out of all of them, I think the last one is the most important. Everyone is over again today. The special occasion is Saturday morning. From 7 a.m. to 11 a.m., a group of 6 friends eat a delicious homemade breakfast and watch TV together. It is the most enjoyable part of every week. Blank looks at the clock. 8 a.m. 2 hours left. He'd be able to watch with everyone else until 10 a.m. when his tutor arrives. Blank grimaces. What he thought would be a rewarding hobby has been nothing more than a nuisance. Instead of watching the shows with the rest of his friends, he'll be the only one to miss out. If only he could watch the last hour with everyone else. If only he didn't have to play the violin. The deeper we go, the more questions that pop up. Maybe reality has the answers. Sonny wakes back up to a knock at his door. With a smile on his face, Kel greets us. He says that Hiro will be back in town later today, so we should get food for his homecoming. But I was desperate for answers, so I looked around the town before doing so. We ran into Basil. Kel invites him to hang out again, but he refuses once more. Kel was understanding, trying not to force him. We go into Pizza's store and pick up a sandwich, yes, that is what they ordered, and run into Aubrey's scooter gang. Luckily, they are a little too busy stuffing their faces to see us. After picking up all the food supplies, I decided to go back to the church and look behind this door. A cemetery, which means Mari. Kel starts to talk about what happened after Mari's death. Out of the 5 friends, Kel handled Mari's passing the easiest. He quickly started to participate in extracurricular activities and made new friends. His brother, on the other hand, didn't spring back so quickly. Hiro and Mari seemed to be in a relationship, so losing her crushed him. Hiro was bedridden for a long time. It was only until he let his emotions out that he really started the healing process. He was never the same, but he did work his way back to a relative normalcy after getting back into normal life. After our visit, we head back to Kel's place to deliver food. As Kel shows us his room, his mom calls him. There's a woman looking for us. It's Polly, Basil's caretaker. She says Basil is missing. We quickly look for him where it was last. That's when we heard a scream. Basil. It comes from their old hangout spot past these trees. Basil is surrounded by the scooter gang. They claim that this spot is theirs. Kel jumps the gun, trying to stop them from bullying Basil. They say that they were not doing anything to him, just trying to get him out of their turf. Heightened emotions fly as the gang wants everyone out. Kel and Sonny refuse to budge. The resulting fight is quick and unwinnable. are afraid of drowning. Sunny calms down, focuses. Then a voice calls to him. You have to keep going. Don't give up, no matter how impossible it seems. Sunny reaches out to the voice and remembers how to persist. Hiro saves the day. Basil's breathing is steady, but they need to take him somewhere warm. Leaving behind Omori, they go back to Basil's house. There, we leave him in the capable hands of his caretaker. After giving Hiro a small summary of what happened, we head off to his place for a good old family reunion. After that, Kel gets Sunny to show Hiro the photo album. Nothing new here, but Hiro has an observation. Mari is in none of the obtained photos. He then has the idea of staying at Sunny's house for the night since there's only 2 days left. They go through the house, reminiscing on old memories. However, we step into a room that wasn't accessible before, the piano room. Hiro plays a little ditty and asks Sunny, "Do you still play the violin?" There was this song he used to play with Mari. You two would play it over and over. We would even hear from our house sometimes. Unable to answer. It's time for the gang to go to bed. Headspace is getting worse. This becomes evident when you get a look inside. No one is here. If you try to explore, a thick fog stops you from getting anywhere except for the beach. Mara's here to greet you. She says that the kids are all gone and that they must be across the water. Steady your heartbeat. Don't be afraid. It's not as scary as you think. With Mari by our side, we travel through the fog-infested docks until we find a window. Hopping into the water, we descend through Deep Well toward a last resort. As it turns out, our friends were all forcibly put to work in a casino. We find Kel first. He was never fond of the whole job thing, and they were not so fond of Kel being Kel. With him, we find Mari. However, Omori's not exactly happy to see his sister. You know, it's a little understandable. Kel explains that they're going to go find his friends and then find Basil, right? That's what we're going to do. It's time for another dungeon. This one takes an entire hour to complete. We fight some crocodiles, break into some hotel rooms, Kel develops a gambling addiction that just barely makes some money, beat up a mafia shark boss, and flight the planet Pluto. Again, he ain't messing around this time. After beating up the former planet, the gang is back together. It's time to get back on track and find our flower boy. Oh man. Just as expected, she and Captain Spaceboy are now divorced. What a surprising turn of events. You can hear the shock in my voice. Anyways, fight. Oh hey, look, a key. Yep. That was a thing. Sufficiently spooked, we head into Deepwell. I was honestly expecting another dungeon here, but this place is a bit different. As we enter, Hiro notices something. He can't remember what Basil looks like. In fact, the others can't as well. The curse of Deeper Well. There are no fights here. Just some cryptic NPCs that don't seem to be directly talking to the group. The universe is full of questions that you will never answer, yet there are also ones that only you can answer. When the truth is revealed, what will you do? The sun shined brighter when she was here. Heading in deeper, we run into a branch squirrel who can answer some questions. A long time has passed since you have ventured this far. Deeper layers of his world open up as the dreamer grows more desperate. The friend you have lost is not of this world. The day he was removed, he was reborn elsewhere. He is special to you. A string of fate ties you two together. To retrieve him, you will have to remove yourself as well, but in a way that is natural for this world. To be in white space is to be nothing. White space is an emptiness, a home without warmth, a place to survive but not to live. Even still, your consciousness cannot be erased. It will always find a way in. Even in white space, it will take the form. And if one wills it, something will be formed to subdue it. A hanging black light bulb. The repression of an idea. If you can't tell, this journey is reaching its end. But Headspace won't give up without a fight. For example, Humphrey. Getting eaten, we enter another dungeon that lasts almost 2 hours. It's full of goofs, gaffs, a bomb that can explode, whatever this is, as well as the end of Sweetheart by being eaten by a whale. However, during all of this, the curse of Deeper Well has a hold on Omori's friends. They no longer knew who Basil is. They don't even know his name. Eventually, we fight the big well from the inside and win. As Humphrey disappears, we get the last key we needed to complete the game of Hangman. When you continue on, Omori swims to some beams of light and a mysterious voice appears. It says that this is not the first time an adventure has led close to the truth. Time and time again, Omori gets close to the truth, only to cover back up again. Each time the path is concealed, the flower boy will always find it, and dear Mari will always lead Omori to it. Each time they will grow wings and fly too close to the sun. They are the only ones who know, and one is carried with her to her grave. The end of this journey will lead to suffering, but if you do not face this, you cannot continue. This form, though it has not shown its true self, is evil. You will not see that unless you fight it. Will you be doomed to repeat this cycle over and over, or will you break it? The game warns you that this is a point of no return. If you want to explore the world of Headspace more now, it would be the time. I did do that a little bit, finish some odds and ends, but eventually, I had to make all the way back to Basil's house. And then I had to make the decision to jump. Black space. Only brokenness can be found here. A distorted realm with only pain. This is what Headspace was covering up. Confusion, solitude, a mind that has fractured. Each of the 18 doors located here takes you to a distorted room of Sunny's mind. If you go through enough doors, you will run into something again. Sunny, I love you. You also get to find Basil, or a form of him. There are more places for me to explore, but I couldn't do it. Partly because I wanted to see the truth hidden below, but I also couldn't deal with seeing more. We headed to a chapel where actual Basil, was being kept. He slid into the darkness. One day left, Sunny wakes up to find his friends making breakfast. The meal gets promptly interrupted by a knock on the door. It's Aubrey's friend Kim. She says that Aubrey is not answering the door. Maybe they can help? Kel is dismissive. He wants nothing to do with someone who would push Basil into the lake. Hiro interrupts, saying that this being Sunny's last day in town, things should not end like this. They all go to Aubrey's house, find the door unlocked, and head inside. I think a lot can be said by just looking at this. Without proper care, it isn't hard to see why Aubrey has ended up in the way that she has. We barge into her room and Hiro pokes for answers. But that just ends up starting a fight between Aubrey and Kel. Hiro interrupts. It's just another classic fight between the two. The duo falls silent. There, Hiro notices the pictures on Aubrey's board. They're the missing photos of Mari. Hiro encourages everyone to come together to complete the album. With everything in place except for one picture, you can see their entire childhood together. Sunny's birthday, Hiro and Mari being cute together, everyone enjoying the picnic, a trip up to the beach, hang out in a treehouse playing cards. They all had a lot of fun together. Seeing all this softened hearts, Aubrey and Kel apologize and the four are back together. Yet, they're still missing one. They head over to Basil's house. He's in the hospital, visiting his grandmother. It looks like things are not going well. He'll be back later in the day, so the gang has the majority of the day to hang out. You can play some video games, watch Kel drink some multi-year-old soda. It doesn't end well. Hiro getting jump-scared by a spider, and even a group picnic with Mari. As the day settles, you make your way to Sunny's house. Then through a sliding glass window toward the treehouse. This is where Mari... The group remembers the details of that day. However, they all didn't know why she did what she did. Struggling, they all continue on. The treehouse has seen better days. Here we find the last photograph. After some remarks, they all leave. We move back to Basil's house. He's back home, but he's shut in his room. Everyone tries to say something to him through the door, but there's no response. Hiro makes the suggestion that they stay the night. Everyone bundles up, makes some remarks about always staying friends, and head off to sleep. This is the beginning of the hardest hitting part of the game. As the game will not pull any punches, I won't either. Sunny himself arrives in Headspace. Omori says nothing. The black light bulb. The repression of an idea. Sunny smashes it, and something arrives to greet him. Once more, Sunny must face each of the spheres using the same coping techniques he used last time. However, there is something new that faces him. Sunny finds himself in a field. Photographs lie on the ground. It's Basil. He says, the truth of that day will be hard to handle. When you see it, you have to be strong. And if you can, please Forgive me. He hands us the photo album. It's time to face the truth. I've debated about how to show this section. I think that it's best to let it play out without any commentary. A thing better experienced than talked about. Sunny wakes up with a start. The truth is now revealed. We now know why Basil's having such a hard time. We approach his door. He is glad to see us, but he's in denial. He doesn't believe that Sunny could have done anything wrong. He's a good person. However, Basil is distraught that Sunny is leaving, and that makes something appear. And Basil can see it. Basil is desperate. Sunny can't leave. It's not like him. It must be something's fault. I'll protect you no matter what, Sunny. You can count on me. Something behind you. I'll get rid of it once and for all. Everything is going to be okay. Everything is going to be okay. Face to face with Basil, you try to calm down, but your lungs fought to breathe. You try to focus, but nausea overwhelmed you. You tried to persist, but you couldn't hold steady. You only have one option. Back and forth, the two boys attack each other. You want to run, but Basil won't let you leave. Sunny is stressed out. The attacks hit harder. Everything is going to be okay. It must be something's fault. I'll get rid of it once and for all. Back in Headspace, Sunny finds his way back home and runs into Basil. All this pain we've been feeling, the guilt in our hearts, even if you try to bottle it up, it all comes out somehow. I want to say that everything will be okay, that we have no choice but to carry on. But that's up to you. It's not much, but I'll be cheering you on. Sunny enters the house before everything was moved. You go to the piano room and see Omori. We all make mistakes. You've been running from this one for a long time now. It's tough to own up to them sometimes, but you'll forgive yourself, won't you? Sunny leaves the room and enters a closet. The toy box. He takes out the broken violin and some sheet music. He turns and leaves the house to go to memory lane. No, literally, it's a memory lane. With it, we get to experience some of the happier memories. The treehouse, everyone playing together. The beach, and everyone enjoying some watermelon. A picnic, everyone sleeping. Rain, a picture of Aubrey before school. Basil's birthday, he makes a wish. And Sunny does too. Christmas, the violin. Experiencing all these happy memories causes the violin to regain its shape. Moving forward, Sunny encounters his friends again. They all encourage him to keep on going. Hiro says, "You've had to live this pain for so long, and you've been keeping it all inside. It might be easier to ignore your problems, but it's okay to cry about them too. There's more good times to come. Life gets better, and you can be the one to make that happen." With some final words and a last visit to Mari's basket to save, it's time. I think we all saw this coming. Omori relentlessly attacks Sunny. Sunny retaliates in kind. Omori's health disappears. Omori did not succumb. Then, for the first time, he speaks. "You cause so much suffering, yet you do nothing, and you've earned nothing in return. Calm down. Your friends will never forgive you. They'll abandon you like you did them, and that's what you deserve." Omori did not succumb. You tell yourself that you don't want to burden others, but the truth is that you're selfish. You just don't want people to depend on you. When do you think about others? How long are you gonna let people take care of you? You say that you care, but you're a liar. You've never done anything for anyone else. You're useless. Less than useless. You're sick. People like you don't deserve to live. Mori did not succumb. Your friends are wrong about you. The person they love isn't you at all. You're nothing but a liar, and when they see the truth, they'll hate you as much as you hate yourself. Mori will not succumb. You loved her, and you killed her. Aubrey loved her, and you killed her. Kel loved her, and you killed her. Basil loved her, and you killed her. You loved her, and you killed her. You should just die. there's no good way to say it, so I'm just gonna have to say it, spit it out. About over a year ago, I got my first full time job out of college. It was not, what my major was in, and I knew that, my major is in cinema and screenwriting. I didn't want to go to the coast, and so I, found the first available job I could at the moment was it was a retail job. And so when I first started out, I was all, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, ready to start a, new chapter in my life. And for a while, it was pretty good. And then reality started to set in. Um, I began to hear things. How do I put this? Other coworkers, their way of communication was insulting others. So at first, there was a couple of remarks about myself and said behind my back, and uh, didn't really think that I could, hear it, but I could, obviously. And so that started to stress me out a little bit. You know, hope it would be a bit understandable. That's a proper reaction to that kind of stimulus. Um, and then, uh, after a while of this like small baseline of stress, I just my body decided to start not doing well. When it was that combined with stress, it was a thing that was happening for like 2 months continuously. With those health issues, more insults started to, come my way. And for something, that was not in my control at all, which really, for lack of better term, pissed me off and gave me a lot of stress day in and day out. Like didn't feel like a day while I was having this health issue that comments wouldn't be said. Um, and with that, more comments about stuff I can't control behind my back, and more stress, and it really messed with my head. Um, it I'm struggling to say this next part because I haven't told anyone this. It got so bad to a point where I was so stressed and my mental health was so in a crisis status that I had some suicidal thoughts. It Having that out of nowhere, like a genuine suicidal thought, not like a, oh, this is a minor inconvenience, kill me now kind of thought, but a genuine, I want to die thought because of months of continuous stress and insults. Having that thought shook me. After having those thoughts, I was scared, honestly. It was, what the heck is going on? Um, and the, I don't know how well it would have gone if I wasn't, a Christian and relied heavily on my faith to get me through that. And I'm honestly not sure where I would have been without it. I still have stress. Being out of that environment has helped a lot. Changing my situation has helped a lot for me to recover physically and emotionally. Um, and with time, things got better. I ended up seeing a therapist, and they've been really, really nice in helping me get through all of this. What I'm trying to say is that things have gotten better. Slowly and surely, and with help, things have gotten a lot better. I still have a ways to go. Things can get better. I know, I know how really tough it can be in the moment of you feel like everything and everyone could be against you, even if you have some sort of self awareness that even you feel like you're against you. And it can feel like the worst feeling in the world. Um, but things can get better. Things can get better. Look for other people to help you, whether it be a medical professional, mental health specialist, friends and family you can rely on 100%. Rely on faith in God and that He can get you through this. Please know that you're not the only one who has struggled through whatever you're going through. That you're not the only one who has thought the thoughts you've thought. That know that things can get better. With time, things for me has gotten better. I'm not as stressed as I used to be, but it's still there. The truth is, the only thing that has really gotten me any better is relying on God. And I know that not everyone, likes religion or really does that kind of thing, but that's the only thing that has ever really helped. Well, it is true that even now that I'm still having my own problems and things are still not fine, I know that no matter what, things can be okay. Even in the middle of pain that feels like you want to tear your own skin off. I know that's very graphic, but even in the middle of all that, there can be some peace to be found. And things can get better. But please, pretty please, do not just stay where you are. Keep your head up. Keep moving. Do what you can. And if you have people beside you that can help you, reach out to them, please. Hey, be kind to each other out there, alright? You don't know what other people are going through. Even if you think you do, you're probably wrong. Trust me. Yeah, be kind to each other out there.